Dovetail on Laaraji. Well, I guess the biggest thing is as and this doesn't mean it has to come with chronological age, but being reflective, there's a passion and an urgency and a not necessarily confident element that the key point is trust. To develop whatever skill sets you need to trust what you are bringing forth without holding back. You can go back and refine it, but allow it to come forward. Just trust, trust, trust. And with time and experience, I think that trust is the key to everything. It's Laaraji hit on it beautifully, that idea that when I have the delight and honor of accompanying Laaraji on stage, that period before we go out of connecting within and then silently but energetically with each other, and then going out with a joyful spirit of anticipating that what's going to come forward is really going to be what's meant to be in that moment. So I'm not sure if every young creative has the luxury of a spiritual practice, and I'm not saying that someone who doesn't cannot produce wonderful things, but I think it's a huge support. And for this kind of experience that I've been privileged to have, and I'm now approaching my 71st year in September in this form on the planet, I'm feeling such gratitude that I can tap into that sense of the sacred and trust that what will happen will be. When we are performing, I remember this particularly 2 years ago, we were at DC Festival at the Kennedy Center on the Millennium Stage. Extraordinary venue, top quality everything, top quality sound folks, the whole thing. And realizing like 10 minutes into the set that I was in a little bit of awe of being on that particular stage. And then really about 10 minutes into it, it just struck me that, hey, this is no different than sitting in the family room in upstate New York together. And all I need to do is trust Laaraji's lead and come in. And it was an amazing unfoldment. I literally knew where he was going before he got there because of that trust, if that makes sense. So I'm talking, I guess, in a great deal to young artists about collaboration. And that's the other thing that a spiritual practice, I think, if you devote yourself, it takes off that human nature's competitive edge. It's not about a competitive, when you're collaborating, it's about enhancing one another for an experience. Go back to 2014 in Dreamland. For me, I felt that was my role. Even if I did nothing but sit there, was to hold space and just kind of feel into the energy of nurturance for one another. It brought up a lot of, I mentioned it yesterday, maternal feeling, which I don't know how else to verbalize it.
Yeah.
When you're collaborating, male or female by birth, you can tap into that feminine, nurturing, receptive energy. That's a big key to productivity and honest flow. Laaraji's constantly tapping into that feminine receptacle
Yeah.
within him,
Mm-hmm.
is my sense of these 13 years of together.
It's definitely something that I have become more and more conscious of as I've gotten older, that seeing myself as a young artist and the path that I, especially coming out of like sports, baseball, but I've seen it in, I would say the high majority of artists and musicians are doing it for a sense of themselves, for a sense of accomplishment or a sense of self-grandiose, or look what I can do, look how great my licks are, how great of a singer I am, how great of a songwriter I am. It's very much like, look how wonderful I am on stage, versus there's a shift that happens where it becomes, may I be of benefit for you, may you derive benefit from this performance, may this be for the audience, may this be some kind of gift or offering. And that gigantic, monumental shift of mind, which is so simple, but such a huge shift, can change everything in a very, in what could be deemed only as a magical way, in a sense. Like the energy that comes then into that experience and into that moment completely changes when you become a vessel of selflessness.
Yes, that can neutralize stage fright too. When you think that when you know and feel that what you have to offer is a gift, and you're just anxious. Yeah, I'd like to share this with you. And
is that often how you feel that you're kind of experiencing it for yourself?
Yes, that I'm offering a gift, something that should enhance you psychologically or emotionally. And that's one reason why I say rehearsing beforehand or tuning up your instrument and really getting the feel of just how good your music sounds to you. And gee, I'm wonderful to share this zither tuning with an audience because it's so magical and haunting. So knowing and feeling that what I have is of value to me and feeling it's going to be value to someone else. One analogy I have is someone who's stage fright says, would you have difficulty going on stage and offering everybody in the audience $20? No. You think they'd accept it? I think you think they'd be happy? Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, that'd be good. So we'll think of your music as you're enhancing someone's life or enriching someone's life. If you really feel that should take the edge off anything apprehension about going on stage and offering what you have. And that might be just a good way to approach the rest of your life of performing, that what I have to offer is here, like you said, to enrich and enhance your mind space, emotional space, or to encourage you to move toward your dreams.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that I, of like 14 years of Tibetan Buddhist study, even though my primary tradition is not Tibetan, but the Tibetans in particular always are about dedicating the merit of their practice. And this is a huge thing in Tibetan Buddhism. Of course, all forms of many contemplative traditions do a similar thing, but the Tibetan teachers really hound on this idea always. Every session that you do, that you end with a dedication of the merit, right? And that's why, that they teach that. They teach that because they know that the energy flow will stay in a more open, creative, and wholesome state when any action that you do, you end with that reminder or that mental intention to share it with all beings, or whoever it may be. It could just be your son or your daughter or your girlfriend, and also yourself. I mean, it's not not to negate the importance of also saying, may this be healthy for myself. Of course, there's great benefit to that, but
It's come, and that's what you're saying encapsulates again the idea of non-competitive.
yeah,
If, as long as as in Buddhism, they talk. There's a lot of talk about watering seeds.
Yeah.
Which seeds are you going to water? And if you're not careful, and you constantly are watering those seeds that feed the competitive nature that's part of our construct, then it's very challenging to envision serving, giving as being something that you're giving right back to yourself in triple
yeah.
what you're giving out. And the Tibetans are wonderfully clear on that. And amongst, I think, the least competitive, those who have practiced in Tibetan Buddhism that I've encountered truly epitomize loving kindness in a way that is like, wow, blows your socks off.
Yeah, yeah.
Lama Lanang's a perfect example. He is pure energy of loving kindness to everyone and everything in every situation.